because it's 1 o'clock in the morning that I am making some of these videos quickly, but still giving it some due process. Winner of the special jury prize at Cannes, Kwaidan features four nightmarish tales in which terror thrives and demons lurk. Adapted from traditional ghost stories, this lavish widescreen production drew extensively on Kobayashi's own training as a student in painting and other fine arts. Criterion is proud to present Kwaidan, new ravishing color transfer. Even though you think it would be KWAN, which would be, that's actually based on a archaic way of having to say. So there's four stories. There is the black hair, the woman of the snow, Hoichi the earless, and in a cup of tea. First one is like there's this samurai who wants to escape poverty, and goes and tries to live a richer life. He got like a 2-year stint, I guess. Returns to his wife, finds the same. Yuki Onna, the woman of the snow, which is like, this demoness comes in and manages to take care of a master and apprentice. The master was like 69 years old. The apprentice is 18. Leaves him alone. Just don't tell anyone. So yeah, Hoichi the Earless is a very, very long one. Arguably the highlight. That's roughly good 50 minutes, I would say. And then the cup of tea kind of deals with like some horror. One of the most meticulously crafted supernatural films ever made, Masaki Kobayashi's Kwaidan, is also one of the most unusual, with such chillers as The Uninvited, The Innocents, The Haunting. Teasingly speculate on the existence of ghosts, this large widescreen and color production deals with the spirit world head on as something completely and frighteningly unreal. Consisting of 4 episodes, Kwaidan is based on the writings of Patrick Lafcadio Hearn, a folklorist of Greek-Irish anthology, who came to the United States in 1869 and later moved to Japan. Hearn became a naturalized Japanese citizen in 1895 and changed his name to Yamako Koizumi. If total assimilation of his adapted culture was Hearn's goal, and clearly achieved it, for it's impossible to tell that Kwaidan's source material is anyway Western. As directed by Kobayashi, 4 tales unfurl across the screen like versions of its classic Japanese paintings of the historical periods which the film is set. Blah blah blah. So yeah, represents a considerable departure from his works, almost today. First episode of Black Hair tells of a poor samurai who divorces his patient, loving wife when he gets a chance to marry a rich man's daughter, but the samurai quickly discovers that wealth and security mean nothing next to true love. Longing for his first wife, he returns to her. Happily, with his old wife maybe a bit dilapidated. Well, his old house, assuming he be dilapidated. His first wife hasn't changed a bit since he left her. Her black hair is also lustrous as ever. Thrilled with this curious sight, he vows to stay there with her for all eternity. What really is behind his seemingly unaltered statement? What would an eternity with her really mean? So thwarted love appears in different guise in the film's second episode. The Woman of the Snow, set in a forbidding frozen forest. It tells of a poor woodcutter lost in a snowstorm with a friend. Taking refuge in a shack, the pair collapse from exhaustion, but when the woodcutter awakens, he discovers a mysterious ghost-like woman blowing her icy breath over her friend's body and killing him. Spotting the woodcutter, the deadly phantom takes painting him and spares his life, but in doing so, the woman warns him that he must never repeat to anyone what he has seen. 10 years pass. Woodcutter is a happily married man with 3 children. His wife, praised by the community as an ideal of patience and beauty, doesn't, like the hero in the first episode, appear to age yet. So, secures our hero in his family. He's prepared to tell his wife the mysterious woman nearly bound to an end. But is this wife truly who she seems to be? Is she somehow connected with the icy succubus? The answer is yes. The film's third and most grisly episode, Hoichi the Earless. The supernatural appears in a strikingly different form. It's in a monastery. The story centers around a blind musician who delights in singing songs of the ancient sea battle between the Heike and Genji clans, whose burial grounds are within walking distance of the monastery. In fact, so touching is Hoichi's singing that the ghosts rise up and demand the blind man give a commanding performs for them. Hoichi is willing to do so, but his late-night performances before this ghostly audience put a strain on his health and catches the attention of the monastery's head monk. Telling Hoichi that the ghost will rip him to pieces if he continues to sing for him, the monk takes precautions by painting the blind singer's entire body with prayer verses to support officers. Unfortunately, he fails to paint the ears. The film's last episode, in a cup of tea, brings the story cycle to a close when a tale about storytelling in which a writer recounts the saga of a warrior soon discovers the reflection of someone else while glancing into his cup of tea. Soon the warrior is confronted by the interloper in the flesh. In his challenging human duel, our hero learns he is dealing with a very elusive phantom. Soon this teasing spirit is joined by a trio of others. The warriors fight off with similarly frustrating results. And what will end as a film shows chilling Borges-like finales is achieved through the process of storytelling itself. It makes a fitting, witty conclusion to a film, and with beauty, subtlety, and shocks, draws the viewer further from the real world and closer to the supernatural. Yeah, this is definitely like a stage play. I mean, this movie is very slow and very crafted. I mean, this is a movie that the critics love, but that the average viewer may not like. As for me, well, the first one was pretty good. You know, it's what I saw was that the director explained was saying, hey, it's not here as like necessarily that. It's more of like to paint them in into a sympathetic light, but at the same time to still show off their power, if you will, to kind of create an understanding and otherworldly appearance. And oh boy, this movie does. Several good long takes, you know, with the dialogue and everything else, you know, to give it some serious meaning. First one entertained. It was pretty good. I could tell what was going to happen, but the lead up and build up to it was great. So, you know, obviously like lost love and everything else is part of the theme. The second one is transience, which one of the themes is like transience of like leaving the life behind, of the skin and of permanence, and you're still able to live and everything else. That was one of the themes that was going on. Second one was actually pretty good as well. You know, it's like I guess it's more of like for the community horror, I guess you could say. Like, why is this woman never aging? And then we get to see what's really going on. I guess the moral is keep your mouth shut. I don't know. Third one's the best, especially with the actor who was performing it. You know, it's like he was very sympathetic, playing the I forgot what the instruments call it. It's kind of like a ukulele, but when he's playing towards the ghost and everything, it's probably the most elaborate with the setups, the performance, the lighting, and everything else. It's so dang good. Fourth one, it's fine. Didn't really do much. I like the swordplay though. That was very interesting. So yeah, like I said, your mileage may vary with this one. This one is the 166-minute cut. There's a full 181-minute version that Criterion has. So yeah, you know, if you really want, like I said, this is more of the screenplay / theatrical sense, not like Rapid Cuts where the ghosts are there. It's more of the build-up and anticipation, and you know that you gotta sit down and watch. You know, it's like you can pay attention to it, but don't have your phone out, because you just want to see the performances, the lead up, and the serious way how this movie is done. So yeah, you know, it's like some people may get a little bored by it. I don't know. Oh, and as for the guy who did it, think of like how the Brothers Grimm collected all the fairy tales from around the world, pretty much like that. So, kinda.